Good morning, folks. We've got to look back at planetary geometry and Earth events. We're going to jump through space and time to investigate an exotic plasma, and the official fight with the government is on. We'll begin at spaceweathernews.com and find the last day on our star with active regions turning through and the coronal holes confined to the south. Over the last day, we also saw the plasma filament activity shift to the departing limb. Right side versus left side plasma filaments, it is a bit lopsided. Let's go to the solar wind, and we saw the stream peak yesterday after the news, and the telemetry begins to back down as the stream wanes away. Geomagnetic conditions did reach unstable levels, but afterwards the field has calmed considerably. Let's go back to that alert reminder for the East Coast. The low running up will meet northern systems and deliver a nor'easter up the seaboard, including to Newfoundland, which just shattered their record snowfall 2 weeks ago. Eyes on it. As many of you know, we update the planetary geometry near the start of each month to see when the resonance excitement may act on the Earth or the Sun. More so the Earth here in sunspot cycle minimum phase. February's geometries are coming tomorrow or Monday, but look here at the 3 periods isolated based on the planets for January. 2 strong ones to start and end, and a 5-way lineup in the middle with the full moon. The first alignment was just hours before the Puerto Rico rumble earlier in the month. It was the second set of alignments, including that 5-sphere lineup that watched the Taal volcano erupt in the Philippines. On the new moon was Turkey's 6.7 earthquake, and within hours of the final alignment of the month, it was the 7.7 in the Jamaica and Cuba region. Sadly, folks, the long-term way to forecast even better is the solar polar magnetic fields from Stanford, and they have not updated that data since December 20th, so we are down a weapon until Stanford gets its act together over there. Let's go out to deep space next, and back in time, to the era of quark-gluon plasma. This is the stuff that makes up protons and neutrons, and the investigation into its early action of the universe is the focus here. But also, there is not necessarily a reason that some could not still exist today in space. While the Big Bang crowd says most was combined within a fraction of a second after the Big Bang, there are environments today that make for fair places to find it, including inside stars and around the periphery of the known universe. Given strong enough electric current and magnetic fields, there may even be filaments of this material in deep space at large scale and large structure, just like there are filaments of the plasma we know as protons and electrons. Plasma is plasma. Okay, we're going to review some paleoclimate data now. Carbon dioxide white not really matching the background color phase, showing warmer or cooler than today, but more importantly, recall that plants are still starving to this day. They need over 1,000 parts per million in the atmosphere to properly produce and support the planet. We're less than half of that. The plants have nearly eaten themselves to death over the last few million years, and as they have done so, the waters have been getting colder. They want to tell us a few degrees of ocean heat will cause extinction of the small animals in the ocean. Well, that's a nifty trick given their history of adapting to much greater climate change. Hopefully we also recall that we're nearing the end of the Holocene. This is the last 12,000 years or so, and this period is called an interglacial. Up top, we have thousands of years here, and on the bottom, we've got millions. The interglacial periods up top are the spikes up, and top right, you can see that the drop upcoming after this interglacial dwarfs the 1 degree of global warming they've seen here so far. We have seen, in fact, over millions of years as the plants begin to starve, the temperature has been dropping. We are sliding further and further away from the conditions on Earth that caused the great explosions of life. And that's just the long-term issue. The fact that Earth is going to throw a 5, 10, or more degree drop at us eventually. But regarding the science in our lives timeline, folks, the full climate change playlist is up. The first one at the top of the list is the full hour-long movie, but the shorter follow-ups are all there after it. And we may need to share this a bit more, because the observers are under attack. A call from Congress to demonetize, deplatform, and delete anything that questions their version of the climate change story from YouTube. The fact that I restrict it to the science and agree we should stop wasting and stop pollution, etc., does not matter. It's about their ends and their means. And Kathy Castor wants us all gone from the internet. She is a businesswoman from Florida and knows absolutely nothing of the science, just what they tell her. Folks, I've got all her office's contact information below, and you can feel free to call and scream at her or explain how the broader request would hurt industry and families, but perhaps sending her to learn something might be the better idea. Do I think she'll watch or understand a word of it? No. But districts around the country can always help out on the national scale. All they require is their constituents ask it of them. And I will reiterate my 2014 offer now to debate anyone alive on this topic. And to up the ante, observers will raise $10,000 to donate to a program or charity of choice for any professor, NASA or NOAA scientist, or IPCC official willing to have that respectful civil debate with me. We greatly appreciate your support. We've got wind map forecasts and shots of our star to close, and of course, we'll do this all again tomorrow, right here, but right now it's 4:20 a.m. in the new Valley of the Sun. Eyes open, no fear. Be safe, everyone.